So, what comes to your mind when I say Goa? Beaches? Beer? Seafood? For a very long time, this is what even I thought. After all, I had come here before. But then I spent a few weeks here by myself and I saw a very different side. What if I told you that there's a side to Goa that you wouldn't expect to see? Something with stories and legends and lives of people for whom Goa is home, not a tourist destination. What if I told you that beyond the beer and the beaches, there were people and villages and local food and drink and a lot of different things to do? Let me show you what Goa showed me this time. Let me take you on the incredible journey that I went on. Let me show you what Goa's really all about. Join me. Early mornings with birds chirping and leisurely ferry rides. This is Goa's usual, but today I set out to explore a quiet island, one with secrets just waiting to be uncovered.
Hey guys, this is Preeti and welcome to my channel. I want to introduce you to Mayuresh. This is Mayuresh from Soul Traveling and I'm spending the day with him here in Shorao Island. He's got a whole half day, 3 hours or so planned. There's going to be bird watching, there's going to be a boat ride and some delicious local Goan food, which is where we're headed right now to try out a breakfast. It's around 8ish right now. So looking forward to this. I haven't had like this traditional breakfast kind of a thing before. So that's what we're going to do.
This was a very local place called Sushant Hotel where the locals would actually go to have their breakfast. And Mayuresh asked me if I knew what a traditional breakfast looked like. And that was when I realized that I had absolutely no idea. So a classic Goan breakfast usually has bhajis made with aloo and mirchi, pois and paos, and steaming plates of bhaji made of potato, tomato, chana, or a mix of it all.
But this will be little different from your Mumbai pav.
It's a little firmer.
Our pavs are made by using preheated ovens here, whereas Mumbai those are electric ovens, so they are more soft.
What better way to start a day than a traditional local homemade style breakfast? Am I right? This was so good.
It was so beautifully spiced and it had that typical home cooking kind of taste to it, like not a restaurant kind of taste, which I really love. So it's a small joint over here. It's called Sushant Hotel. So feel free to check it out when you're here because the owner, he's really sweet. This place has been running for years and the breakfast is delicious.
You see a very different side of Goa in Shorao. You see a little bit of the local life here. The streets are completely empty. The sun is filtering through the trees. And it all feels so different. Like, I've never really seen Goa before, A place where stories are hiding in the bushes. A place where stories are hiding just around the next curve that I couldn't wait to uncover. It felt like these stories were waiting just for me. And I was here now.
I'm here at St. Bartholomew's Church in Shorao, which is 450 years old. It looks magnificent and unlike those super popular churches in Goa, this one is actually really quiet and really peaceful where you can just soak it in for a while.
It's always worth visiting a church in Goa. Something very Goan about the architecture here is the mother of pearl inlays you'll see in the window panes, which you actually can't see right now because I don't have a zoom lens. But it's actually something that you'll find in houses across Goa, so keep an eye out. Entry to the church was restricted because of the pandemic, but walking around the area was pretty nice too. As we left the church behind, we made our way towards something that is definitely a highlight of Shorao Island and something one should definitely visit Shorao for.
So the Salim Ali Bird Sanctuary is located right here in Shorao Islands, which is what makes these islands so famous. Now, this is actually a good season to spot birds, and we are going on a boat ride in the mangroves over here in the island. And we're going to go looking for some birds. I hope I can see maybe a hornbill, I don't know, but I'm really excited about this. And the more exciting part is the person who's taking us on the boat ride has been doing this since 30 years, and he is famously known as the Birdman of Shorao.
Meet Mr. Uday Mandrekar, popularly known as the Birdman of Shorao Island.
This is Uday, he's known as the Birdman here.
Birdman of Shorao.
How long have you been doing?
I'm doing since 1990. When you born?
I was born in 1990.
I born 1976. 15/2 76. Yeah.
Honestly, these binoculars are nothing compared to his keen eyes. Because when all I could see was this, he had already spotted something.
Can you see the great white bird?
Yeah.
Go to the left and go straightly left and in the corner like on the mud. He's open his mouth. Go to the left. Go to the left. Yeah. On the mud. Flat. End of the tree.
Oh yeah, oh my god,
See, now
yes.
he's opening mouth. See? How
His
he's
mouth
opening
is wide open.
Shit. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh my god.
आता बढ़ने के लिए आने का है.
And you saw it from here.
Yeah.
I can't even see. I don't even know where it
I am
is.
not using my this by the way. I use the people.
I can't believe I saw a croc.
Yeah, no? So
Yeah,
big,
like
you
in the
know?
first 5 minutes of the
So
ride.
open the mouth.
I know, it just went like.
And that's how the boat ride went, with the birdman spotting birds and showing them to me, and me straining my eyes to look at them, but also spotting some really interesting creatures along the way.
So I have seen so many different kinds of kingfishers today. I've seen herons, I've seen storks, egrets, ibises. I think I saw sunbird at one point. But honestly, the highlight for me remains spotting 3 crocodiles. That has never happened before. 3 sightings in one trip. Are you kidding me? And there was one baby one. I don't know if I have footage of all these crocodiles. I tried, but I don't know if it's there or not, which is exactly why you need to come here and see it for yourself. It's incredible. And Uday, he has an eye for this, okay? There's a reason he's called the Birdman. And seriously, you need to come here to experience this because that ride can actually get pretty amazing. Little cloudy today, which is why our sightings were maybe slightly fewer in terms of birds, but otherwise, amazing, man. You guys should definitely try this out.
It's difficult to top an experience like that, but Shorao still has more to offer. This little foresty patch actually hides a pretty well-kept secret that even the locals won't really tell you about. This hike leads to Shorao's seminary.
The windows closed, the fear and doubt. I stopped and turned, trying to find out. There might be something I forgot, but all I know is that I miss you a lot.
The St. Jerome Chapel is all that stands of a complex which had a church and a convent as well. But time, a fire, and a plague changed things drastically. The seminary used to be a center for spiritual learning and is now a national monument. It's been here since 1661.
So this is actually quite a secluded part of even Shorao, which is, as it is, quite secluded and very non-touristy. This used to be part of a seminary, but then due to a lot of reasons like the plague and other things, people had to move out and they even took parts of the seminary with them, which is what makes up these steps that I'm walking on. So only the chapel remains, and it's quite interesting because Not even a lot of locals know about this spot.
It is a little tricky to get here, but for anyone who's even a little interested in hidden history, I'd say you want to make it. Also, when you're in a place like Shorao, you really want to spend some time just taking in the landscapes because trust me, they're gorgeous.
And if I can't see you, I lose my mind. I like to be with you all my time. And I miss you so much, the pain won't stop. It's the only thing I think about, it is a lot.
This is a really nice viewpoint, a really nice spot with nice views, and even all around, like all of this dried up grass looks pretty nice, huh? But can you imagine how amazing it would probably look during the monsoons when it's all lush green? Got to come back.
Every day is so, so long.
Guys, we've come for a Fenny tasting in the middle of the day. I love this.
If you want to do it the way the locals do, then look no further than a typical Goan tavern. The one I went to was in a typical Goan house with typical furniture and super friendly people.
So Mayuresh has brought me for a spot of day drinking. What are we having?
So we are having Feni and Urrak today.
Okay.
So this is masala Feni, this is normal cashew Feni, and this is Urrak, which is the first distill of Feni and which has around 20% of alcohol, while Feni has around 40% of alcohol.
Let's start with...
I think we should go with Urrak first, right?
Okay, let's do this.
To make an Urrak cocktail, you spritz in some lemon, pour on some limca and top it off with a green chili. It's a bit of a sensory assault.
It smells really strong. I guess that's a 40% alcohol content in it, and I don't know how this is gonna be because I do not usually have hard liquor. But today is the day we find out. It's gonna go into my eyes. It's like if you mix vodka and tequila together and mix it up with some lime and soda. I think that would be close, but not exact, because there's also this fullness that comes with this alcohol, which doesn't make it very. It doesn't hit immediately. I'm guessing. I don't know, but it's strong, and that mirchi and that lemon is just like. But it's good. Cheers, guys. We're gonna try Feni next, and I'm literally only going for that much. I'm not having more of this. Yeah, this is like a straight up shot of tequila, like straight up, but not exactly like tequila, but it is strong.
Even children are given Feni when they are down with cold.
Seriously? Feni is cold medication?
Yes.
And I still had flavored Feni to go. Thankfully, this was the last one.
I think that first couple of sips that I had of Feni reminded me why I don't like Feni as such. It's burning my throat, like it's literally burning my throat, and Mayuresh tells me that that's cold medication, so like, yay. But now I'm gonna try the masala Feni. I'm a little concerned because now I've already had Urrak, I've already had Feni, and I'm gonna have this as well. So good luck to me, guys. No, oh my god. It's like garam masala in Feni. Yeah, wow, that's interesting. It's actually a very, it's a fun spin on Feni. So if you like Feni, then I think you will definitely like that. It's like lemonade ka jaljeera proportional to Feni ka masala Feni. So it's interesting. I don't think Feni is for me. I don't think Feni is for me. I'm more of a wine person. But trying all of these, like trying the Urrak and the Feni and the masala Feni have been very interesting because they're all brewed right here in this house and they all have very distinct flavors. So whether you like Feni or not, I would absolutely recommend coming to Goa and trying it at a home, not at like a restaurant, because the taste is vastly different and it's definitely worth trying out.
And if I had to pick one of these three, I think it would definitely be the Urrak. It was the least pungent of the lot and actually tasted quite alright. It's so easy to just sit and spend some time at a tavern, and honestly, when you're in Goa, losing track of time is perfectly okay.
Day drinking scenes are crazy, yeah? Over here, people drink at any time of the day. I just managed to sample like the 3 different kinds of feni that are made, and I would definitely say it's worth a shot, and definitely do it at a local bar like this one because the people are just super sweet. Everything tastes different, and it's just an experience in itself.
And that was the end of my half day in Shorao. As I hopped into a ferry to head back to mainland, I couldn't help but wonder, why do we not open ourselves to seeking beyond the usual? There's so much more to a place just waiting to be uncovered, and today had certainly showed me how. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, go ahead and smash that like button and hit subscribe because I've got lots more coming from Goa and more. Until then, this is Preeti signing off for now. I'll be seeing you super soon. Bye bye.